France is on fire again. Not literally everywhere, but politically and socially. On September 10, 2025, as France welcomed its new Prime Minister, Sébastien Lecornu, protesters launched a nationwide movement under the slogan, Bloquons tout, which translates to, block everything. Highways shut down, trains halted, fires lit in the streets, police in full riot gear, over 170,000 people joined in, nearly 500 were arrested, and this was just the beginning. But why now? And could this wave of anger destabilize not just France but Europe as a whole? The protests exploded on Lecornu's very first day in office. Across the country, an estimated 175,000 demonstrators turned out. Roads and train stations were blocked, clashes broke out with riot police. Authorities deployed over 80,000 officers nationwide, and made 473 arrests in a single day. In eastern Paris, fires burned in the streets. In Marseille, port workers joined in. In Lyon, students locked down campuses. The message was simple: no business as usual. So what's driving this? At the heart of it, austerity measures. France's deficit has grown, and President Emmanuel Macron's government is pushing for tighter budgets, cuts that affect ordinary people through rising fuel costs, rents, and taxes. Add to this a government that's been politically fragile. Macron's party lost its majority in parliament in 2024. His decision to appoint Lecornu, a loyal ally, was seen not as change, but continuity. For many, it was the last straw. During his swearing-in, Prime Minister Lecornu admitted France faces instability. He promised a break in substance, not just in form, saying the government must address the gap between voters' daily lives and political rhetoric. But promises are easier than results. To many protesters, Lecornu represents Macron's same old playbook, new face, same policies, and that's why the streets erupted. These protests bring back memories of the Yellow Vest movement of 2018-2019. That uprising started with anger over fuel taxes and spiraled into a national rebellion against inequality. It used the same tactics: blocking roads, mass marches, grassroots organizing through social media. But there's a difference now. The Block Everything movement is broader from day one: more cities, more groups, and fueled by deep frustration with both economics and political paralysis.
Behind the numbers are real people. Workers say wages haven't kept up with bills. Young people say they see no stable future.
Activists argue Macron and Lecornu don't listen to ordinary voices.
They say the economy is recovering. But my bills tripled. Where's that recovery? We've been through yellow vests, through pension protests, and nothing changes. This time we block everything.
What comes next? If protests grow, unions could escalate with full-scale strikes, shutting down transport, schools, and energy supplies. Already, key industries are warning of disruption. The government, with no parliamentary majority, may struggle to pass reforms. And international observers are watching. Markets, credit rating agencies, and EU partners worry that instability in France could ripple across Europe's economy. So why should you, watching in the US, care about protests in France? First, France is the EU's second largest economy. Political gridlock or economic slowdown there impacts global markets. Second, it reflects something bigger: frustration with cost of living, distrust of government, and the struggle between austerity and public needs. These are debates happening worldwide. If you felt the pinch of higher bills or seen gridlock in politics here at home, you'll understand why the French are furious. The EU itself is weighing in. European officials called this the most serious airspace, and now domestic, violation of stability since the war in Ukraine began. EU leaders have backed Macron, but they're also worried. France's ability to lead in European defense, climate policy, and Ukraine support depends on domestic stability. Here's what to watch. Will protests grow larger? Will unions join with national strikes? Can Lecornu secure support in parliament? And will Macron shift policies to calm the streets, or double down on austerity? In France, the message from the streets is loud. Symbolic change is not enough. The coming weeks will test not just the new prime minister, but France's democracy itself. What do you think? Will Macron and Lecornu weather the storm? Or is France heading for an even bigger political crisis? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth global coverage.